Julia Morris makes shocking claims about her ex-husband and how she was always in trouble. Julia Morris has reflected on the challenges she experienced during her marriage, revealing how her self-confidence declined over time before the relationship ultimately came to an end. Speaking on the Life Uncut podcast about the breakdown of her marriage to ex-husband Dan Thomas, the former I'm a Celebrity, "Get me out of here." Host said there were behaviors she initially brushed off as quirks, but which later took on far greater significance. The TV star, 58, said women are often conditioned to prioritize the needs of others, making it easier to overlook troubling dynamics in a relationship.
Looking for a premium phone without the premium price? This renewed, unlocked iPhone 14 offers 128 gigabytes of storage, a sharp 6.1-inch display, and 5G capability for around $299. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/6 right now.
"We were raised to be people pleasers," she told podcast hosts Brittany Hockley and Laura Byan. Recalling one early red flag, the comedian revealed her former husband claimed he didn't believe in compliments. The remark became something of a running joke for Julia during their marriage. Julia Morris has reflected on the warning signs she ignored during her marriage to Dan Thomas, revealing how her self-confidence was gradually eroded before the relationship ultimately came to an end. "To make fun of that, I would come downstairs once I was ready and stand in front of the mirror and go, 'God, you look amazing.' I don't think you've ever looked so good," she said. However, the comedian acknowledged that marriage itself comes with challenges, particularly after children enter the picture. "Everything's new once kids are in the mix," she said. "You're just like, 'Dear Lord above, how do we just sink or swim?'" Julia went on to explain that the constantly shifting demands of family life made it difficult to identify deeper relationship issues at the time. Having previously spoken about being diagnosed with ADHD, she said she often missed recurring patterns in the relationship. "A lot of the patterns I wouldn't have necessarily seen," she admitted. While she recognized there were ways she disliked being spoken to, Julia said she was not blameless during arguments and often responded in kind. How can women spot the early signs of a controlling relationship before it's too late? Speaking on the Life Uncut podcast about the breakdown of her marriage, Julia said there were behaviors she initially brushed off as quirks, but which later took on far greater significance. "I knew there were some ways I didn't like being spoken to, but I also gave it back," she said. Elsewhere in the conversation, the 2026 Gold Logie nominee revealed she eventually became worn down by the constant conflict. "Not only was I allowing my own self-confidence to be worn away, but the fighting was boring," she said. Julia described feeling as though she could never come out on top during disagreements. "Or I was always in trouble." According to Julia, the relentless cycle of arguments left her emotionally exhausted, particularly as she continued juggling a demanding career. "Or then I'd be sent out to work again." The mother of two also recalled feeling frustrated by how she was portrayed at home after long days of work. Julia and Dan announced their separation in 2022 after 16 years of marriage. "When I got home, he would sort of be like, 'Stay away from Mum because she's tired and angry.' I'm like, 2F ****ing right I am," Julia added. The pair share two daughters, Ruby, 20, and Sophie, 18. While Julia previously described her marriage breakdown as super sad, she has said she was determined to set an example for their daughters to not settle for an unhappy relationship. "I think that's where patience starts to wear down to. I'm not living like this. How is this an example for my girls that this is an okay life to lead?" "No thanks," she told Australian Women's Weekly in 2023. Julia married the British comedian on New Year's Eve in 2005.